Hi everybody, today we're going to do some practice with spelling some words. I'm going to throw in some digraphs in there. I might even throw in some nonsense word just to practice making words that aren't really real words, but we need to listen for the correct sounds. All right, so what I need you to do is go ahead and grab your Fundations writing paper that you slide into your sheet protector, your dry erase marker, and an eraser. Okay, go ahead and grab those things. You can pause the screen, and when you're ready, let's do some spelling together. All right. So friends, I'm so excited we have that final row of our easel already filled in now. So what we're going to do is just practice you spelling some words like we do together in class, except this time they're going to have some with digraphs and some with not. So you're just going to have to listen carefully when we tap and see if we need a digraph or not. All right, so let's warm up with a word like, How about nice and simple? Let's start off with the word hat, like a hat we would wear on our head. At, hat. All right, my first tap made the sound. What letter do you think we need for H? Awesome job. So instead of using my letter tiles up here today, I'm going to write right along with you so we can try to remember which lines the letters need to touch. All right, when I make an up or when I make a lowercase h, I don't need an uppercase h right now. I need to start up at that skyline. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my marker up at that skyline. I'm going to go straight down to the grass line. And without picking up my marker, I'm going to do a hump at the plane line, just like that letter N. All right, so we have which vowel says A? Awesome job. So the A starts at the plane line. First, I'm going to make a letter C, and then my C is going to turn into an O. And then just for a little quick second, I need to go straight down to the grass line. There's my letter A. Awesome job. So at, which letter do I need at the end to make the T sound? T. Great job. T is a nice simple one. So I started at that skyline. I go straight down to the grass line, and I give it a cross at the center plane line. Awesome job, hat. So I started off super simple, friends, but here's what I'm going to have you do. Instead of the word hat, I would like you to erase the H. If you remember back when we were in class together, the beginning of a word, that first sound is called the onset. So I'm going to have you erase the onset. And instead of hat, I would like you to spell that. That. All right, so I'm hearing at. I already have that at sound. I still have it on the board. The only thing I need to switch, instead of hat, I need that. Which sound, or I should say which letter or letters says Do you see my tongue go up to my top teeth? It's TH. Great job. So instead of H, I'm going to put a T and another H. Remember, the H starts up at the skyline. It goes to grass. And without picking up my pencil, I'm going to give it a hump at the plane line. Awesome job, that. Mine got a little squishy up here when I wrote it. Okay, so now let's move past that word. We're just going to use a finger space so we can practice leaving a little space in between our words. And friends, I am going to have us spell the word shut. I need to shut the door when I'm recording so nobody sneaks in here with me. Okay, so let's spell the word shut. Shh. Shut. All right, that first sound I tapped was shh. I'm not going to say anything. Take a minute, and when you leave your finger space, go ahead and write the first letter or letters you think you need for the shh sound. What do you guys think? Shh. It's my favorite digraph. SH, awesome job. Ooh, S is super goofy to write. So S, I'm going to start at the plain line. And I'm going to make, remember I call it a little C, and my little C is only going to go halfway between the plain line and the grass line. So I start at plain, I just make a little C, just like that. I'll move my marker so you can see it. Usually you don't pick up your marker. So I make a little C, and then what I do is just flip it the other way, and I make a backward C. And it goes right down to the grass line. So there's my S, and I need an SH. We've done 2 H's already. I'm going to go from the skyline down to the grass line and then give it a hump right at the plain line. All right, so there's my sh sound. Sh, Which vowel says U, good job. Okay, U is a nice simple one. I start right at the plain line and I'm going to swoop down to the grass line and swoop right back up to the plain line. And then I just give it a little bit of a line, kind of like the letter A, right down to grass line. All right, so far we have sh, t. We've had a lot of those today. What letter is that? T, good job. All right, so I go from sky to grass, give it a cross at plain. Beautiful job, friends. You just spelled the word shut. Awesome job. Let's try one more, and then I'm going to give us a sentence to do today. A sentence. All right, leave a finger space for me, and let's spell the word duck. Like a duck that says quack, 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 quack. Duck. All right. D. Duck. All right, that first sound that I made, D, which letter do we think? D, great job. So remember, the D is the doorknob, then the door. So when I make the D, it's actually first going to have the bump, and the bump is just a letter C. So when I make a D, make sure you have your finger space. I'm going to start at the plain line, and all I'm going to do is make a letter C for just a minute. I'm not going to pick up my marker. I'm going to go straight up to that skyline. Boop. And straight back down. My marker, I'm sorry, my marker's a little funky. There we go. So there's our D. So it's just a letter C that turns into a D. And what's really nice is in the alphabet, the C comes right before the D. So I just make the letter C, and then it turns into a D. It's magic. All right, so we have D, which vowel says U. Great job. All right, and I have one more sound. D, k. That's tricky. A C makes the k sound. A K makes the k sound. And so does CK digraph. Which one makes the most sense to use at the end of a word? Did anybody say CK? You are right. All right, so when I make my C, just like I told you before, I'm going to start at plain, swoop down to grass, and then I'm going to make, hi friend, and then I'm going to make the K. So the K, thanks so much. The K goes from the skyline down to the grass line. Never a dull moment over here. Okay, now this part's a little goofy. You're actually going to pick up your marker for just a minute. And the 2 lines that do the K part, you're going to start in the middle of the line, in between the plain and the grass. Let me shut my door. See? I shut the door and they still come in. All right. So I'm going to start in between the plain and the grass line, and I'm going to do 1 up to the plain line. I'm going to go back to that middle piece again, and I'm going to do 1 down to the grass line. There you go. There's my K. It's a little goofy, but that's all right. Practice makes perfect, right? So D, k, duck. Awesome job. So you know what? I don't think we'll do any nonsense words today. I don't want to keep you too long on the recording. So we have 3 words that we spelled with all different digraphs. We used a TH, we used an SH, and we got a CK in here. What I think I'm going to have us do is write a sentence. Do you think you're up for the challenge? I think so. I'm actually going to write mine on my bottom line. You can erase if you want to, or you can just write it wherever you have room on your lines, because I know you have a bunch of lines on your paper. All right, so here's my sentence. Let's count how many words there are. Beth, so the person named Beth. Beth had a big fish. Beth had a big fish. Okay, so I'm going to start trying the word Beth. Now, I'm writing a person's name, and it happens to be at the beginning of my sentence. What do I need to do with a letter that starts at the beginning of the sentence? I need to make it uppercase. Yes, I do. Great job. All right, so I'm going to do an uppercase B. I'm going to start at the plain line and go down to the grass line. And I'm going to give it a bump and a bump. Good job. All right, friends, so what I'm going to do is move forward, and I'm going to write this sentence for you so that I don't run out of time on my recording, and you can keep stopping and checking to make sure you wrote your sentence correctly. So Beth had a big fish. You write, and then you can keep pausing to make sure you can write it on your own. All right, so Beth is a B-E-T-H. Beth, finger space, had. 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 H-A-D. A is a nice letter A. Big B. Big. Big fish. F. Sh has an SH. Period at the end of my sentence, so I know I'm done. Great job, my friends. I'm so glad you worked with me today, and I'll see you again later this week. Bye, everybody.